hi. Oh, look at all those cool action figures back there.
Hi,
Um,
Gregory.
Mr. Gregory.
we're just gonna.
Mr. Gregory.
Hi, Gregory.
Hi.
Mr. Gregory.
Hi.
Oh, I gotta say hi to everybody before we start. Let's see. I see Vaughn. Good morning,
Hi,
Vaughn.
Rocky.
Good morning, Lexi. Good morning, Elliot.
Rocky.
Good morning, Liam and Oscar. Good morning, Kush.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Alina.
Thursday को kids वाले studio थी.
Good morning, Vanderbilt. I see Vanderbilt.
ये
Oh,
भी
boy.
weekend होएगा ना तब आप direct.
Oh, I see Grace.
Hi,
I
Grace.
see. Hi, Grace. Nice to see you. I see Emma and I see Eli. Hi, friends. I see. Oh, I see Maddox and Shakira. Oh, my goodness. Hi. I see that Jacob and Skylar are signing in. Dobre dien, friends in Moscow. Nice to see you. Привет. Hi, Avery. Stefania. Oh my goodness. Everyone's here. All right, friends, we're gonna wait maybe half a minute and then we'll get started. Remember, friends, do not unmute your videos once Miss Tanya mutes them so that we can we can all hear.
Okay.
All right, we're ready.
Gregory.
All right, friends, we'll say hi at the end. Don't worry.
Bye.
Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. How nice to see you all on this lovely, fine, almost summery feeling day. It is so beautiful that I decided we needed to tell a beautiful story. It is time for some beauty in our lives. And the story I want to share with you today is one that's very special to me. This is a story called The Last Unicorn. And I'm showing you my very old book of The Last Unicorn. This is a story that I realize I share this story with all the people I care about. Almost everyone in my life has either been given a copy of this book or I've shared some form of telling the story with them. So I must care about you guys an awful lot. No, I know I do. Our story is about a magical creature called a unicorn. And when I was a little boy, my dresser top was covered in ceramic unicorns. And this was a long time ago, and it was hard to find them then. Now unicorns are everywhere, right? Who's ever seen a unicorn somewhere? Raise a hand if you've seen a unicorn. Oh man, I know they're everywhere now, but did you know that once that wasn't the case? If you don't know, who doesn't know, a unicorn is a little bit like a horse. Not quite though. Body shape is a little different and it has a spiraling horn that comes out of its head. And the horn can be very magical. My sister Sue gave me this unicorn when I was a little boy, and I think she had it when she was a little girl, so it's very special to me. And now, it is time to tell the story of The Last Unicorn. I will be playing the part of Schmendrick the Magnificent Magician in this story. So when I see you again in just a moment, I'm going to be Schmendrick the Magnificent. I'll see you over in the forest. See you in just 1 minute. Oops. Oh, there you are. How do you do? I am Schmendrick, the Magnificent Magician. I know what you're saying. I don't really look like a magician because I don't have my pointy hat. Well, guess what? I do have a pointy hat. You want to see it? Here it is. Here's my pointy magician hat. Actually, it's just a DSW bag with some tape on it. But the reason I don't have my magician hat is because, you know, I'm not a very good magician. I tend to mess up my spells, and sometimes my magic doesn't work at all. So, the High Council of Wizards won't give me a real wizard hat, one of the blue ones with all the sparkly stars on it. So I had to make my own out of a DSW bag with some tape on it. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I did eventually get my wizard hat, and I'll tell you how. It began here in a beautiful forest. Now, I'm sure you know all about unicorns, right? Nod your head if you've heard of a unicorn. Well, that means that we did our work properly. Because you see, my friends, once upon a time, all of the unicorns were missing. No one could find them. No one knew where they were. They had all disappeared, all except for one unicorn, and that was in the beautiful forest. Would you like to see her now? Here she is, the last unicorn. And as you can see, her forest where she lived was a place where everyone was very happy. The magic in her forest was strong. The creatures were healthy and well, and they loved living in a forest with a real live unicorn. The thing is, she didn't know she was the last unicorn because she'd been alone in her forest. Unicorns are solitary creatures as a rule, and the way she found out what happened to the unicorns was through the help of a butterfly. Because you see, butterflies fly around and they just say whatever they've heard. Oh, how do you do? I'm the butterfly, and I happen to know that this here unicorn, is the last unicorn. You are the last unicorn. All the unicorns, oh, don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Hey, life's candy and the sun's of... Sorry, I got off track. All the unicorns in the world were rounded up by King Haggard's Red Bull, who pushed the unicorns into the ocean forever. You are the last unicorn. Don't tell me not to fly. Oh my goodness, butterflies are so strange. But the unicorn was wondering what he meant. The last unicorn, she thought? How can I be the last unicorn? What does he mean that the Red Bull pushed the unicorns into the ocean? Where are they? Are they in the water now? Are they okay? And as the unicorn thought and thought and thought, she decided something very heroic. She would go out into the world and find out what happened to the other unicorns. Who thinks she should go? Do you think she should go and find the other unicorns? Raise your hand if you think she should go. Oh my. Raise your hand if you think she should stay in her forest and hide. No, she's got to go on the journey. She's got to go into the unknown. So she left her forest behind and went into the real world. And as soon as she got out there, she realized it had been so long since anyone had seen a real unicorn that they couldn't see her horn. They thought she was just a horse. They just mentally erased her horn. Can you imagine that? They just thought she was a little white horse, but that meant that she could move around easily without anyone trying to catch her. And one night she came upon an old wagon in the woods, and in these wagons there were magical creatures, or so the sign said. For this was Mommy Fortuna's Midnight Circus. And Mommy Fortuna was this crusty old woman, and she was like, oh, I've trapped all the magical creatures, and I will put on a show, and I will make lots of money. And she had this assistant named Rule. He was kind of like an ogre, and he was like, yes, ma'am, we make money now, yes. And guess who else was there? Me! Schmendrick the Magnificent. This was my job, my day job. I was trying to pretend to do magic tricks for people. And the unicorn looked closely at the magical creatures in the circus, like the beautiful, magical griffin. But when she looked very closely, she could see it wasn't really a griffin. It was just a hawk that had been transformed for the eyes of people to see. She saw the beautiful and mysterious manticore. But if you looked closer, it was just a lion. Oh, they were just tricks. And the unicorn felt sad, so she let all those animals go free. And she started to leave, and I said, wait, unicorn, please. If it please you, am Schmendrick the Magnificent Magician, although my magic is no good. And although I realize that most people think you are a little white horse, I can see your beautiful horn. And I would like to come with you and help you find the other unicorns. And she said to me, you may come if you wish. Yes, so the unicorn and I are gonna be buddies. We're gonna find the rest of the unicorns, and then all of a sudden, whoa, we got kidnapped by bandits in the forest. They were kind of like Robin Hood's merry men, and they wanted me to put on a magic show. Well, guess what? My magic doesn't work that well. So the unicorn helped me make it look like it was snowing, and that made them happy, and we were able to escape the bandits in the woods. But before we got very far, we met a very interesting lady. Her name was Molly Grew, and Molly Grew had always wanted to see a real unicorn. And as she came closer and closer and closer and looked around the tree, she realized that a real unicorn had finally come. And she said, oh, it would be the last unicorn who would ever come to Molly Grew. And she asked if she could come with us. And she told us how when she was a little girl, she spent many days in the woods trying to find the unicorns. And now that she had found a real unicorn at last, she was going with us. And I said, fine. I didn't really want to share the unicorn with Molly Grew, but it's okay because we became friends anyway. So now, Molly Grew, the unicorn, and I, Schmendrick the Magnificent, went into the world to find the Red Bull. No! Not that kind of Red Bull. That's the drink, the Red Bull. We found the Red Bull, and he was a big fiery monster, and the big fiery monster could smell the unicorn. And he wanted to push her into the ocean with the other unicorns. He was trying to round her up, so I had to try to use my magic to stop him. Leave her alone, Red Bull. Oh, but my magic doesn't always work that well. Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh no. He's after the unicorn. Oh, what am I gonna do? And Molly Grew from behind the tree said, Schmendrick, you have to try. Okay, I said, one last time. And I tried my magic and poof. Something happened. What happened? The Red Bull is leaving. He didn't get the unicorn, but oh no. And Molly Grew said, Schmendrick, look what you did to the unicorn. She was once a beautiful unicorn, but my magic had transformed her into a young woman with long white hair and a silver sparkle in her forehead where her horn used to be. I transformed the unicorn into a lady so that the bull wouldn't try to hurt her. So now we've got our work cut out for us. So me, Schmendrick the Magnificent, Molly Grew, and the beautiful Lady Amalthea, which is what we decided to name the young woman, had to go to the seaside to try to find the rest of the unicorns. Oy, oy, oy. We surely had our work cut out for us now, right? So we walked all the way to the seaside. And when we got there, we realized that we were standing before the crumbling castle of King Haggard. It's the same place the butterfly had been talking about. This is where we're supposed to look for the other unicorns. So we went up to the castle, and inside the castle we met, King Haggard. And he was an old man. And he said, yes, I made my Red Bull push all the unicorns into the ocean because I don't like unicorns, and I didn't want them anymore in the world. I think I got them all, except for one. I wonder if he knows that beautiful Lady Amalthea is the last unicorn. Shh, don't tell him. We want to keep the secret. Then King Haggard said that I could be the court magician, like a jester, basically. Fine, I'll do it. He said that Molly Grew could be the castle cook, if she wanted to be, and he said that Lady Amalthea could be the princess in the castle, because apparently the last one had gotten a job in a coffee shop or something and wasn't available to do any princessing. So we agreed to live in the castle because it would let us have time to try to find where the unicorns were, how to get them out of the ocean. There must be a secret, right? So we all decided to live in the castle. But there was one other person who lived in the castle, and his name was Prince Lear. And Prince Lear was a handsome young prince, very strong, and he liked to go hunting and fishing. And unfortunately, because he was a young person with a big heart, he fell in love with Lady Amalthea. Oh no! I wanted to tell him, you know what? She's really a unicorn disguised as a beautiful lady. Maybe you should not fall in love with her. You might not be able to see her again one day. But that's not how love works. You love who you love who you love, and you're stuck with it. And they loved each other. Oh, it's pretty sweet though. Now, my good friend Molly Grew was working down in the kitchens, and there was an old kitchen cat down there. And the cat knew everything. Cats usually do. And this cat was like, meow. You want to find the rest of the unicorns? I'll tell you what you need to do. You've got to go through the magic clock downstairs at a certain time. And when you go through the magic clock, you will wake up the Red Bull, and then you can get the unicorns. So go to it. Oh my goodness. So Molly Grew and I explained the plan to beautiful Lady Amalthea. And do you know what she said? She said, you know, if I ever turn back into a unicorn, I won't remember any of you. Oh my goodness. We've become such good friends with her. If she turned back into a unicorn, do you think she'd forget about me? Me? Schmendrick the Magnificent? Oh, I'd be so sad if she forgot about us. But it was worth it. We had to try to help her. That was the whole plan. So we went downstairs and we went to the big secret castle clock. Now the clock was guarded by a skeleton head, a skull. And if you've ever seen the animated movie, or if you ever get to, the voice of the skull is one of the greatest voice actors of all time. Not Chuck Adler, not Tress MacNeille, nope. Rene Auberjonois is the voice of this character. And he's like, now, a unicorn, stop, unicorn. Somehow, he knew that Lady Amalthea was a unicorn. How did he know? It's unbelievable. But we had to sneak past him into the gears of the clock. So now, me and Molly Grew and the unicorn and even Prince Lear had to walk through the gears of the clock, trying to figure out what to do. Oh my goodness. And as we walked through the clock, we came out on the other side and we found ourselves by the beautiful sea. How strange. Uh-oh. It worked. We woke up the Red Bull. Ooh, and the Red Bull was back. And he was trying to get all the unicorns and keep them in the water. And if you looked into the water, you could see that the unicorns were in there. And they were trying to get out. They were trying very hard to escape the water. But the Red Bull kept pushing them back in. Come on, unicorns, you've got to get out. But the Red Bull would not let them out. Oh no. And there was nothing we could do because he wasn't really paying attention to any of us. He was only focused on the unicorns. And then Lady Amalthea looked at me and she said, oh, Schmendrick the magician, I believe in your magic. And I believe that you can turn me back into a unicorn. And if you do, I can fight the Red Bull. All right, I've got to do it. Who thinks I can do it? All right, I need your magic, friends. Let's rub our hands together. A good magician has to have those hands rubbed together. Shake them out. All right, we've got to turn Lady Amalthea back into a unicorn. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, if only I had a real wizard hat, maybe that would help. Okay, let's try one more time, guys. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not working. Come on, guys. Last time, we have to do it. The Red Bull's coming. 1, 2, 3, and oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. We turned her back into a unicorn. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. But the Red Bull is still coming. Now, it's at a moment like this that I will share with you this piece of art I found in Brooklyn. Actually, my friend Landon gave it to me. It's the Red Bull and the unicorn by the water. In the final battle of our story. Oh my goodness. So the unicorn runs at the Red Bull and she says, leave the other unicorns alone. Face me, I am the strongest unicorn, for I am the last. And the Red Bull tried to push her into the water, but it didn't work. She was able to push him into the water, and he was like, brr, 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 until he was covered up by the sea. And the Red Bull was gone forever. We did it. High five. Wow. And as soon as the Red Bull was out of sight, all of the other unicorns could escape the water at last. Oh my goodness. And they ran up onto the beach and they all went home to their forests or the gift shops where they were. I don't know where unicorns go. But now, my friends, the world is full of unicorns again because we managed to help the last unicorn not be the last unicorn and get them all out of the water and safe from the Red Bull. And the castle crumbled, and that was the end of King Hagrid. Oh my goodness, can you believe that? But now we were a little sad because no longer was Lady Amalfi a part of our lives. Now she was the unicorn again. And do you remember what she said? She said, when I'm a unicorn again, I will not remember you. So Molly Grew was very sad, and Prince Lear was very sad, and I, Schmendrick the magician, was sad. I mean, I was happy that the unicorns were free, but I was sad that the unicorn didn't remember me. But then a little light sparkled on her horn, and I looked up, and she looked down, and she looked me right in the eyes, and you know what she said to me? She said, I remember you. And that, my friends, is the story of how we helped the last unicorn not be the last unicorn after all. And the best part of this story, I finally got my wizard hat, a real one. I might save this one though. I kind of like it. So my friends, if you like unicorns and you like stories about unicorns, I highly recommend, when it is safe, that you visit a beautiful place in New York called the Cloisters. The Cloisters Castle has a beautiful tapestry, this tapestry, that will show you a beautiful picture of a unicorn to look at. And now, my friends, now, I can't believe it, it is the end of our time today at Forest Fables. I hope you liked the story of the last unicorn. I'm gonna head on back to the blanket fort. But before we unmute everybody, I have a couple of announcements to make. Announcement number one is that today we have At Home Olympics at 3 o'clock with me and Miss Danielle. We'll see you then and there. And I want to let you know too that today is Friday and we have a 3-day weekend. So that means no Forest Fables tomorrow, no Forest Fables the next day, and no Forest Fables on Monday. But we will have Forest Fables on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Thursday, we will also have children's originals, so that's 3 Forest Fables next week. And then on Friday, we're gonna have a very special celebration day, and that's something to look forward to. All right, Miss Tanya, if you're there, you can unmute the friends, or I can try to do it. Ah, thanks, Tanya. And I'll go get Isadora to come and say hi. Oh, Isadora must be taking a nap somewhere. I can't find her. But she'll see you all next Tuesday. Hi, Amaya.
Bye-bye. We'll see you all.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We can say goodbye for 1 minute and then off to community sing. Yeah. Tina. Bye, Alina. I hope you guys like the unicorn story. Bye, 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 Hiroto. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the room, and I will see you at Community Sing with
I
Miss.
can put on glasses.
Bye.
One black one.